anyone listening to the sound of my voice, I want to officially welcome you to another episode of my podcast, the Next Generation Orientation Podcast. And on today's episode, we'll be having a very classic conversation. Our topic today is your heritage. We need to understand what your heritage is all about, because a lot of people have lost identity, a sense of identity, when they don't understand the heritage, what your heritage is all about. So we kind of be practicing a heritage that is not ours. So you need to understand what your heritage is all about, the benefits of that sense of identity, that family sense of identity is something that we need to understand. Okay. So on today's episode, I'm having my brother and a friend, Dr. FLEXY, my brother. And yes, especially
so, JIGGY, it's time everybody know what needs to be known.
Definitely.
Ever since.
Definitely. And this is something that I want us to understand what your heritage is all about. So I don't know what actually prompted you to choose the topic, your heritage. Why did you want to talk about this topic?
It's not just topic that I know is the time has come for everybody to understand the importance of hereditary. You understand? Mm-hmm. And we have been shying away from it. According to Worry, we would aspire.
Okay, see.
It's also not my papa.
Yeah.
If you think say your ancestors feel do you, why you not feel think say your ancestors feel still bless you?
Be like,
you understand? Because you know the power of thought. Like we all know that this early in the world is a corruption to the world. Because you see, he spoke this word to existence.
Exactly.
So his word of mouth, fella, make a very concrete elaboration of that difference between the word and the world entirely. So the word is more of like the world we see. So if you say, that's not my village people, definitely it will be your village people. But if you still come, the way as you come, you go say now God. Definitely it will be now God.
Exactly.
So if you come, if you just say, but my village will not bless me to do, definitely they will not bless you.
And if you say na them, they will be with you.
Definitely.
They don't with you with that.
It is not even them, it is you that is even wishing yourself.
By the power of your word.
By the power of the world.
Yeah.
That you are living in. You see, so if you feel know yourself, not in the sense of say, well, now maybe this go by the primary school, then from there not finish or you go by the primary school, I could go Yagbo primary school, which is Ogbo primary school. From there I could go, you know.
That kind of thing.
It's not that sign. It's not that kind. You know yourself, but just know that is an indoctrinated knowledge of yourself,
which is not the reality.
You understand? Your parents have to pay for those knowledge. Not be say you see and pick a walk non-stop to make sure you acquire those knowledge, but not forget the one that they give you for us, the one you see growing up.
Maybe the conform orientation.
You understand?
Yeah.
They want you to have knowledge from a certain perspective that they thought was productive to us, but you can see that it has actually even failed us.
Failed us a lot of times.
You understand?
Yeah.
They were hoping it was not a fact, it was a fable well sold. And it put them in a chain of hope. So we gain those knowledge. Instead of us to grab hold of those knowledge and tell ourselves that our parents actually spent a lot for us to be able to even speak or talk half like this. Spent hell, man, and heaven, man. So now we don't get this knowledge now. We are now using the same knowledge against their interests. Because we are supposed to master what the knowledge we have got, and saw our indigenous knowledge and master it and sold it like same way they sold Black Panther to us. So if they can be mastering our craft, cinematography, in cinematograph wave and creative form to sell a specific side of the story, may not go far.
They give you a particular perspective
That benefits
them.
Not even like them in person, no, but their interests.
Their interest, exactly.
It might not even be favorable to the segregated few.
Is that?
But the 10%, their interest must be met.
Definitely.
To bring us to the topic of
your heritage.
Heritage. So we don't master the Oyibo currently, we don't champion now. If you blow grammar here, you not go believe your eye. You feel say we don't do that side safe.
Yeah.
So we are our parents are fully paid for and bought education for us. Now, so the education now could be like say our parents not even join. Those things when they reason, when they give us this knowledge, we could see those things as myopic, something that we cannot reconcile ourselves with because of we have attained a certain type of paid knowledge. That knowledge is not looking weighed, and I won't use the derogatory words you have been using about all those things we saw practically before we get this new knowledge. So instead of us to do some balancing and do some tracing and make sure say those things don't they look and they look one kind, they look up outside. They're not really dirty like that too. Now our mind ain't dirty them and they can't book on without read through it. And most times the people when they approve those tests when they read the cram, those names when they cram. Not be men when we say really get our interest at heart.
Yes.
So if you say more go into details on the actual foundation of all those tests, you'll see some intentional dissolution to mislead you as a human being in particular. Same way they mislead our parents thinking say getting a master degree that it cannot use to achieve something
that you want to achieve
is a good thing to spend money on. But that same people that is creating the environment and hosting the economy that you will come and work for are focusing on production. So I will not downgrade people who go for their education to the highest level. It is a very, very good thing to do. But it should be beneficial productively to me when enough people go that far, or to everybody enough people go that far like you. Not be also when not cover daily and we could even give you update of productivity. Why you in the one we think say you don't go that side when you don't get the first class knowledge? But you know people fly drone, talk about to produce drone. And when we did the avian like this now, we don't fly drone. I will call saying you go front now. Or why you call shoes to say you won't go carry paper full face and you know they produce anything. You go come here yourself. You know they even say you do their art for anything else.
They add no value.
So we guess those kind of people say we go still need them to represent us in a certain kind of communicative side of the progress. But not be everybody will just go carry master degree. Everybody know they produce anything.
Only consumption will they consume.
You understand? So that now to rob the heritage when we don't get now, neglecting of how our parents were so productive to train 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You trade them, they go deal.
They deal right.
They
reach our turn and we shall say life no balance.
Because of the new wave, the new knowledge.
The new knowledge when you don't carry now, the heritage when you inherit when your parents were actually out of good intention, out of good will for their children, and by picking will be like something good for society when go they productive. You understand?
Yeah.
it is out of goodwill. They really push you forward, and they push you if you say you don't want to go school. Oh, but so kind of myself and I was into the wake up like 6.
You must do.
So, well,
You must do.
if the million love you well, you just sprinkle water for our body. You must go get this knowledge. But now, the only thing we seem to have inherited in our entire existence now is just the knowledge we have gotten from the syllabus of the Western educational system,
That is all.
which is intentionally there and well selected topics and broke you for a certain purpose. And it's obvious that it's for an unproductive purpose, because the educated masses is less productive, while the uneducated masses is putting a lot of effort to be and sustain this current productivity we are managing. Be in as far we tend to call it local production, just to take away their effort and credit and give to the foreign goods. But according to what we once said on this topic, world, now you are angry that some certain country are not allowing the things you call local goods into their country.
But they can bring in
their own goods, what you call foreign.
Call it
goods.
foreign.
So the things we have inherited right now, you need to read the tools. You need to read the tools, because we have inherited what we cannot say.
Something that is not our not our culture, not our tradition.
It's not marketable to us as human beings. It's not marketable. It's not really marketable. Like, if I could remember back then in Warri, we were having like in every street, then, pardon Maharo, I be Warri boy, Maharo not the correct. In every street in Warri then, it was getting obvious that everywhere is cyber cafe. You understand? Because in those cyber cafe, you'll be seeing boys from there to an extent that they used to have overnight section. But now, if you go to that same street, what you will be seeing is POS. Then you have to ask yourself, how did we backslide from wanting knowledge to consuming knowledge? Now we are consuming the knowledge. We are not using it for anything than POS. Debit. So, if we really want to get these boats and put every male and female in it, both in the animal kingdom and the humans in general, we have to be very aware. We have to be very aware, because we cannot go forward if we are not aware of where we are. The state that we are now, it's something that me and you know very well. Say, it dey pain us, and it still dey pain them. Not dey sweet anybody
at all.
Not dey sweet anybody. So we go intentionally focus on how we want to carry this journey and this race now. Intentionally, first of all, we have to know the problem, because most of us don't want to really know the problem of everything. When they say inheritage, we'll talk about, let me just divert to the side of downgrading the importance of our ancestry.
That one is something that is very important.
When it comes to heritage,
very important.
You say, if you just talk about ancestors, it's like you have go against the heart of people who just believe that our ancestors they do them. Who told them and who tell them say our ancestors they do them? You don't even know the name of a village. You don't know the name of your great grandfather. You don't know the name of the great great grandfather, but he just believes say the person when don't die good and they do am. But they don't know very well say word and naming things is another way of colonizing that thing. Like I will just see that Alpha, what be your name? My name na Emeka. You say for now your name now John the Baptist.
I don't rename you.
So you see, so naming things is another way of colonizing that thing, and they use that a lot. And it was a trick well embedded by the devils. Devils have been using it, and they are using it for their own interest, not to serve the power that be. It is factual that a general in the house of the Lord in the United Kingdom had to write the then queen, the late Queen of England, then that you have seen tribes, but you have seen strong voodoo, but in the case of these Benin people, if we must break them, we must first of all break their ancestry.
It's not a true life story.
Fact. Don't take my word for it, man. I'm not forget the name of the general right now, but it is a fact that you have to. That letter is written to the late queen. So they actually do everything they do intentionally, not be everything that they do by mistake.
They won't break the Benin people.
Not like they won't break the Benin people. Like you first of all break the ancestry.
The ancestry, yes.
Because actually, if you see how the Haitians gained their independence, it was not by gunpowder. It was something scarier than that.
Ancestral power, you think?
I don't think I actually believe, because
Yeah.
Nobody, all those men that time say they don't go agree. Let one black nation be the first independent black nation. When we see they have a lot of black nation that is crying for independence as at that time. So what they saw, it was beyond what they prepared for.
Right.
Because you know the men when faced Haiti that time, and not be men when we say Haiti with their indigenous strength face when it comes to weaponry. So those men saw something bigger than weapons. Bigger than weapons. What if you could like about me, Haiti just did me there.
And they just did their day.
So those kind of power that they intentionally want currently to distort.
They don't want us to know.
They like that. In a short while ago, you will have names like Emeka, the son of Emeka Nanya. Emeka Nanya, the son of Ifunanya. Ifunanya,
the son of.
You understand?
Yeah.
The son of God.
Obuna,
No, Ifunanya, the son of God.
Okay.
But in a real sense now, they could look and say, with just your ancestry, you have a direct contact with the creator, which nobody know how to contact beside our ancestors.
They tell you.
You understand? And they connect and they can contact their creator through their ancestry.
So their ancestry.
The knowledge of self.
They tell you.
But now you go get Emeka, the son of Emeka Nanya. Emeka Nanya, the son of Ifunanya. Ifunanya, the son of James. James, the son of Michael Burton. Michael Burton, the son of Funa.
Okay. Okay. So there's a distortion on the line of that
They have
heritage
distorted the connection that connects Emeka to God.
to God directly, which is the ancestral lane. I get your point.
You understand? So that is where comes naming things in form of colonizing that thing. And at a certain point, Emeka will be gingering, but how me, who Emeka, everybody know for the area, how could be my grandfather could be my care, but what did they bring that kind of play? Emeka go walk on no. Emeka go corner. Emeka body go call cool. Emeka go say, sure, this kind of man I be. Now this kind of lineage now I come from. Oh, Bobby. Emeka na I go call the rook. The people name when they call before Saint Ikbegege Saint Emelede Saint pray for us. The thing go dey reduce. Because Emeka don't realize then when their ancestors they run things, their ancestors they pray less. Why they more they come to pass.
Yeah, they pray less and have more results.
You understand? But currently now, Emeka they pray for 7 days and 7 nights. Nothing they wither.
They get more they get less results.
But they get problem, not be even less result. Now less result, Emeka they get issue. You call the person a village people.
But not from his belief.
Just from his belief and from the indoctrination at the well
arranged.
No, where goodwill of his mother to get something to make him more of a good human being in society. They have deviated now entirely to chasing something that is built on fable, is not built on the love of God or the creation of God. Some food don't they eat if not get God. It was invented. You won't believe it. Some food don't they consume not get God. Out of invention.
Scientifical invention.
Inventions. Popular food. Popular. So if you get to realize that if somebody is trying to play God intentionally, like well planned, even the Quran say the devil will deceive the highest scholar of Islam.
Wow.
See, the devil, the Quran said in one of his verses that the devil is able to deceive the highest scholar of Islam. The only way you can defeat the devil is just by the wisdom of God. Then how you know God? If we put this same contents, this same heritage contents into politics, you get to realize, say, money, if you put them in terms of money and politics about money, now we have been dominated by the US dollar, and we believe is the God of that the US dollar trusts, that is hosting all this, that is making all these things able and stable.
Exactly.
Both the good, the bad, and the ugly.
All of them.
You understand? But if the God that the US dollar trusts is seeing all this, he said, we'll clap for her. So if you put them into that, so the another faction now is coming with the numbers. With the numbers in sense of like, we have India, we have Brazil, we have Russia, we have South Africa, now coming together as BRICS, which Saudi Arabia, Argentina, Nigeria are trying to like appeal with them, have submitted their application already that these BRICS, they should make it BRICS plus. They are not creating an opposition to the god of the US dollar. That this god is becoming too powerful, and we have to bring this god down.
That man guys go down.
You understand?
That
So
kind of thing.
that god is fighting back with everything he got, like everything he have created. Things like Amazon, MasterCard, Visa card, Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter,
All of them join.
CNN, Western countries, NATO. You know, that same God now is fighting with everything he have created in this world to protect his gains,
Personal interest.
his personal interests. How can God be protecting his personal interests? We are dying. So the God is now using the things he have created to protect his personal interests, to fight the interests of the indigenous people of this earth that have the true wisdom of God, not the God that the US dollar has trust,
The true God.
but the true God Almighty. You understand?
I get you.
So, if you see the fight now, they'll come tell you, say, my brother, forget them. Those are spiritualities and powers in high places. So just say principalities and powers in high places. It's enough to let a wise man understand. Say, but these people, when they tell you about, they fit drop bomb with people with, like, how would I describe the Ukrainian people? Blue eyes and
That war with it.
you understand? If they could drop bombs on people with blue eyes, imagine what they would do with these people with black skin.
Yeah.
So we are praying for an opposition to the god of the US dollars, and the same thing, we are praying for us to see the good of the BRICS. You know, the BRICS have always been a friend of indigenous people. If you see the people who are coming together to do it, you know that it's indigenously inclined. And it's time for us as indigenous people to write our own story.
Exactly.
Because what we are inheriting now is not productive, and it's putting mostly the indigenous crowd in depression. Financial depression, economic depression,
all kinds of
standard
depression.
of living depression,
Even psychological depression.
as in
Spiritual depression involved also.
definitely there is
Yeah.
spiritual depression, because people are deprived of the true spiritual knowledge of themselves,
Themselves. Yeah.
which they are hungry for. But because of what my neighbor go talk, what my daddy you, my daddy you, my
All those
mommy
kind of
you
things. Yeah.
go talk, you know, go feel express, and instead when he express that kind of thing to us, say, mommy, he get something when they tell me, say, oh boy, ma go answer with my grandmama, because they let me they get feeling, say, if I know my grandmama, I go feel know something, maybe say they make my life not just dey happy. Mommy you go say, but nah, they won't use your pint now. Nidama pray for you. Nidam, no waka, calling you to your death. But you go still dey, you know, they go pray for you, you still won't find peace.
There you go. Let's say it come worse.
So, but you're surprised that at the day when you really go and say, who be my grandmama? You go get to discover a hell of the lots of things that will just make you sigh, and you just everything will just come off for your heart. That's when you wake up, when you say you go dey heavy you for morning, like say
You
person
just
die.
dey free.
You understand?
Because
You
you
just-
find the truth.
About your own self will not be say
Exactly.
it still won't stop you from praying with mommy Gio and daddy Gio.
And you know, say this heritage where we don't know, they actually affect our society. They affect our youth in particular. And I believe, say, for the fact say they affect our society and our youth, that means it's going to have a lot of effect in the next generation. So, and now talking about this topic now, we need to make those next generation understand their heritage, so that once they are growing up, about to take over, they will realize where they are coming from and who they are, and it's going to help them to achieve a lot of things without passing through all those because we know the level we don't pass through based on within they don't tell us our mentality, where they don't try to rearrange towards a particular place that is not the reality.
It's not a productive reality.
It's not a productive reality. So I'm just concerned about how the next generation is going to get this heritage, the society, our youth.
Like, I don't want to be whole negative without solution, but if we are open on the next generation, then we are hoping to fail drastically. It is only us
that will get it right,
that is in the fence, that can do it. We are the only one who saw what our great grandparents and our grandparents was and what they stood for, and we are the only ones who saw this Western education to these islands. So we are the only ones
to tell the real story,
to really tell the both side of the story of the indigenous knowledge that we inherited
and the Western
knowledge we are indoctrinated into. We are the only ones. Our younger generation didn't see our parents that much.
No.
Didn't see our great grandparents that much. Didn't see our grandparents that much.
So if we didn't tell them the story,
all they have now is senior bra, what is senior bra, senior sister do. Now they see
that,
plus Western knowledge. So they go woski.
If we not tell them,
if we self, we never tell ourselves. We are focusing on the embarrassment of not telling ourselves
the truth. Yeah.
So we are just marrying the Western one and smoking our marijuana, legalizing our everything, and doing things that just favor. How can you be putting immorality in display, but when it comes to spirituality, you want to hide it?
Very bad.
So so we say with the package our younger generation, may they focus on the Western generation, and Western generation not go save the agenda right now
at all.
So if we are open for our younger generation to do this thing that we are aware of, that means they will feel us.
It's going to be a total clash.
They will feel us. They claim that they woke, but if you hear them, if you hear the kind of things they discuss about, say they are far from wokeness. You understand? In no rhyme. So sometimes they try to correct them, but we ourselves, we
have not corrected ourselves.
We never will feel the buoyant enough to say, "Mama, be you, boy." Yes, my ancestors are from Benin. Yes. You never feel the own up. See, man, one side, Sako local government, it's over to since my father, I never even go there. They're very happy.
Yati.
Never even near this. I will go see him. I just say grass, don't they cover him. I will go dig him. Maybe my brother don't go say where they bury my papa.
The kind story where you gonna hear.
Kind things. Because now everybody don't deviate from those knowledge when our ancestors and our fathers they held on to.
Yeah,
to the extent when they die, they have a land that we can bury them. That this is my land. Yeah, this is where I'm from. But the kind of way when would it go so? If we call old, call Ben ways, we call Lego. Now here they go bury us.
Bury ground, where they pack everybody.
And I bury ground would be available that time. They go say everywhere. You know they say we can be minister of FCT now. They go reallocate mortuary. They'll give cemetery C of food. If guys you don't know who be our new FCT minister, they'll give cemetery C of O. They'll pack everything come up from the life you never even know what happen. So the things we are holding on to, thinking that is heritage, is something that Wiki can just wipe out with just a signature currently, because we want to come and stay in the city. Indoctrinated city that nothing is natural, nothing is factual, everything
Nothing is
is built on fable.
People, thing is packaged.
So if you see what the Japanese are doing, most of them are actually just moving back to the rural area and just, even the young ones, moving back to the rural area to just start life. Because they are seeing the city, that city is sweet, oh, you live your carelessly. You understand? Nobody will question you. Pastor no go question you. Your pastor go tell you, say, come, I'll pray for you. Just bring something.
Come.
You understand? Nobody go question you. But as soon as you just make that step of, say, you got to discipline yourself in ways that favors God. Well, I'm not going to call you for anything again. I'll leave you. Leave you and your God.
That'll be bad market.
So you understand?
Yes.
So the things we are protecting is not our interest
at all.
It's not the interest of the God the indigenous people believe in. The discipline God the indigenous people believe in. Somewhere we read that this world has been destroyed because of a certain kind of sin. But now we are reading that they are legalizing that certain kind of sin. The same people that kill, God, no, indoctrinate people that this thing is a sin.
And now putting up the
same sin that is no longer a sin. And they say the word of God cannot be changed or altered, but we get updates for our Bible for our phone. We get updates to update our Bible.
You got to update that way they updated.
So somebody they change the word of God for one side.
They were right.
If they come out, they remove the ad. Somebody is permitted to, but whether
but we cannot tell our own story.
You know, like the what is even happening now is the remaining part of our heritage. Are even trying to distort it. The remaining part of the heritage that we are holding on to, they are not trying to use the power of their media, because we know they own
media. They own everything.
And if you own media, you control literally every mindset of every human being on earth. 2023. If you have a power of media,
because media is straight to your soul.
You cannot detox yourself from the kind of information that is coming from the media. It has to take only the God pattern for you to consume this media that we are consuming today and still remain a child of God.
It's very high star for you.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if we know intentionally understand that it is a gimmick, it's a scheme, that this favorable narrative of labor for dollar, resources for dollar, knowledge for dollar, manpower for dollar. If we not detox ourselves from that kind of mentality, we could just do what we call Ulifa, turn around and fall. That's what we just do. I believe Fidel Castro said in the South Africa Parliament that South Africa should be the model of a just and a more humane society. Not the society when we say your brother get abundance, and you when you get all the degrees, you struggle. You know wish your brother wrong, or you know wish your brother bad. But how is that society created? But you got to understand that it's an economy run by people who don't really like you and me. If you don't owe an institution like IMF millions upon millions, you have automatically given them monopoly to make policies that might go against your interests. The lobbyists, they can do things that will go against your interests regardless of your indigenous heritage. Regardless. because they have the lobby power in both ways. They have it in the economic ways, and they still have it in direct contact to that particular person that is supposed to sign that particular policy. They have them in their palm. Most of them are sponsored by lobbyists from every other part of society that is not actually working for our interests.
True.
Like during the last regime, we have some draconian policies that did not favor our interests in a bit.
Oh,
That particular regime is gone, so I can talk about it. That regime was trying to say they want to use SIM card to call down the terrorist activity. You have to starve a lot of people. That policy of, as a Nigerian, I cannot use my Master or Visa card to buy anything from an international store. Like if I travel abroad, I cannot use my Nigerian Master or Visa card to pay for an item that I bought. I must go back to my country and open a domiciliary account, which is literally $1 account. Those policies did not really go with human nature that have to be limited, not because I cannot afford it, but because of the policy that the people who are supposed to look for my highest interests have indoctrinated into my constitution as a human being. So they are not just even limiting you as a human being. They are limiting you even if you have money. You still have to go and open $1 account, and it's very downgrading as a Nigerian. Me, I got it like this now. So for me to spend my naira with all buoyantly and joy,
I still go open $1
I still
account.
have to go back to the money when I borrow. Now I go spend again. Now borrow I make my own for the alright. So the thing is, the baggage we have inherited, my brother. If you see me, we talk about time, man. We go prefer to be in those days when we inherit my Emeka, you inherit my land in Amoafo.
Hey.
This is my beautiful daughter. You did me well. You sit that to my shop in
Market.
in the market. You will take it.
You will take it.
I leave it for you. You stood for that place. You spent your sweat and blood to build that place. And then the farmland in Amiibo is for you.
It's for you. Oh, you know.
Because you know how to grow the corn. Anytime you grow the corn, it is always selling out.
Just the
Grow more. Just we miss those days, but now what do we want to inherit? Lakpa. No, brother, no inheritance. Generational wealth like this, just one policy,
break
you
everything.
go diminish go turn your generational wealth to generational cost.
It won't be like say the village people don't come full time.
You understand?
Yes.
Because the policy that we are embodying in our society is not putting our real value, making our real value valueless. You just go, just now come by, just now yes, bro. Just say the land. How much you say now? 4, 5. Man, just stay there, alright. And let me say, most times if you read the history of the land get history now. Or things that is valuable to human being, they get history. The things we say we need to value more service is the knowledge of the production. How do we sustain before all this? Food, water. We just think I say our ancestors not die. And they not get all these things. Now we have all these things. we should be using it to tell our
Stories.
to point at the productive part of it. You could just like now we just talk about the problem, but we not talk about how we go fit to use all these tools when we don't get now to make our community productive. Because last you won't fly go, so book that ticket, book that visa, do all those things go. So now young boys like me and United make that community function. But we now will go our community if we kickstone, we'll say that the village people don't come.
It's on the mentality they don't program us.
You understand? So me and just try channel my brothers and my sisters, say man. Now only us we do if we leave on to the next generation, they no fit.
What you go do now to impact the next generation?
No. So the only thing we go do fit to impact the next generation and to show workings.
Get them right.
Because the next generation will be generation who fit teach theory. Next generation when we say they understand practical only.
Practical. Because
theory they bore them. They are I will call them the 30 seconds WhatsApp status generation. Anything more than that, they turn them off. So the only thing we can do to teach our next generation is to be practical and show evidence.
Make you know explain tire.
Make you no go explain tire.
You know explain tire, my bro.
So they know. Me, I'm a sound engineer. I go set sound for pub and club and places of concert. And even they say the DJ know they play the song for 1 minute. That is the next generation we are talking about. I'm just putting it in the sound production context.
Yeah.
They want to see evidence and practicality and action. If they go on, they call speak Oyibo for them. Boss, you go far. I get flights to cash. My babe there, Abuja. They don't book. As they get the money, they don't waste all the money. They don't send all the money go back to abroad. So we need to show those generations, say, man, this our community when they look, say, nothing there. I saw already some days ago in Kafashan in Kaduna South. Beautiful waterfall. I see that Nigeria be this. But the environment is not a suitable place that we can productively achieve tourism and
all that.
protect the interests of the environment too.
What an amazing conversation about your heritage. So I just feel like, say, this topic, this thing is something that is just very easy. We need to understand. You know, your heritage is something about you. It's something about your family. It's that sense of identity. So you need to go back. You need to ask some questions about you, about your family, where you come from. So you need to know all those things so that you will not be wasting your time chasing the programmed knowledge. I call it the programmed knowledge. The knowledge that I've already programmed.
Yeah.
There, and you are living the reality. There's reality there. There's a
After
programmed
you
knowledge.
have indoctrinated yourself in that programmed syllables, you will now be living the reality.
You now be living the reality just for you to know. Just for you. There's nothing bad in knowing. Just know. And
definitely, you've gotten the knowledge already.
Yeah.
Then use it to be productive, not just to yourself, but to benefit
your people
and the ones around you. Because now you have seen that without some community right now, it's not that people don't want to live there, but the brains that are supposed to run those community, the brains don't migrate.
Don't come out.
They don't do away.
Because what they are looking for, it's
like the community never give them for 35 years. And the thing say feed the community, but if you see me, you put body with this brother, make they go do it go be like sacrilege. So most times, now brain drain and could they affect our society right now because everybody want to enter uptown.
They don't program us. If you know the uptown, they among.
And secondly, we still have to intentionally give credit to those who have been holding it down in our indigenous society. There are some people that we must acknowledge that have held brands, have held standard in some of our communities. They have not only held the standard of applying the Western beauty to the indigenous knowledge that they are selling, they are making sure that they are empowering the enlightenment of indigenous knowledge, feast, festivity,
And all those things.
and all those
Culture,
artifacts
tradition.
and culture and tradition.
Mm-hmm.
They are making it more beautiful by rubbing the Western sunshine on them and shining the light on those activities
We need to promote
that
them.
people need to know about. Because now we are seeing that some of our brothers in diaspora are now in the era of DNA. Some they are tracing their DNA to communities that they are not even familiar to. So when they come back to that community, say, I've done my DNA and I realized that I be Agbara and I'm from the town of Agbara. Then you get back from the Western world and come back to you where your DNA have placed you, and you get to realize that those people are even more westernized than your colonizer. The sense of happiness of say, oh, I'm back to my community and this is something new to me and I have to learn what my ancestors grew up on. Those are the things they are happy to come and see, not what their spirit have freed them from. Because it's freedom knowing that you are from Agbara kingdom. You understand?
Yeah, that kind
So
of thing.
when your spirit don't free you, that you have won your victory of freedom. We are good. This is where you are from. You can reach there and start the same chapter 7, verse 8, verse 9, turn to page 14. Now you got to go jam for they go tire you now.
They tell you.
It must tire you because if you're not talking like that, you know if you understand that. If person don't say you don't get freedom, you go come back and say this now where I'm from now my time be this. Go dey this jam with the slave owner doing for that side. Which kind of freedom you could get? So I'm giving credit to those that are keeping those traditions, spending their effort, their existence in that communities. You guys are the true freedom fighter. And you guys are the true heroes of this generation. And since God don't give us this position to hold this thing down for us, we want to make una understand, say our eye door dey open.
You don't open where you don't open.
And we will bring more support to your effort.
Amen.
Don't give up on us, not now.
No, we need
You guys are our only hope right now. Keep it going in every indigenous society on earth.
Keep it going, man.
We are seeing what you are doing. We are seeing your effort. As you are keeping our heritage alive, flourishing, shining, glorious, sweet, nice, dengueing and posing. We
All
are
that.
happy for that.
Exactly.
We appreciate you all putting this effort to make that our indigenous communities and indigenous society shine bright more than the diamond that is beneath their soil. God will bless all of you.
Amen.
Okay, then we bless all of you. Also, no blow, we bless all of you.
Amen. I tell you. Thank you so much, Dr. FLEXY. What a very and amazing conversation. We don't talk, I'm finished now. We don't talk, I'm nothing else remains. So thank you so much, brother. With him we share like this now and confirm knowledge. So to anyone with the listening out there, I believe that you understand now what your heritage is all about. This is something that you need to know. This is something that you need to be aware of. You understand? So this episode, you can just listen to it 2 or 3 times so that you can understand it very well. So thank you so much, Dr. FLEZZY, once again. Yeah, and thank you to anyone listening out there. If you're watching via YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you're listening via audio platform, please also do so to follow me and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. My bro.
Thank you. Now do.
We not come. Tell me we say 30 minutes. Make I show you now. 5 minutes.
Wow.